run it past around. Time for tales where fun is found. Stories shine and wonders gleam in our forest story dream.
The Echoing Canyons.
Late one afternoon in Wigglytail Woods, the sun's golden light spilled through the barn window, illuminating specks of dust dancing in the air. Barnabus, the gentle giant of a tabby cat, lounged in a warm patch of straw, his big paws flexed in excitement as he glanced at a small scrap of parchment he'd found earlier that day. A faint image of tall rock walls and curving passageways decorated the page, along with the words, "Echoing Canyons, where every whisper has a story." For once, it wasn't Ophelia, his little grey cat sister, leading the charge for a new adventure. This time, Barnabus himself felt a buzz of curiosity in his chest. He carefully folded the parchment and padded over to find Ophelia, who was batting at a loose feather near the barn door. Nearby, Darwin, the bulldog with an always wagging tail, was wrestling a squeaky chew toy.
Ahem,
Barnabus began, clearing his throat shyly. Ophelia paused mid-pounce, looking up with inquisitive eyes. Darwin's toy let out a final squeak as he turned his attention to Barnabus.
I heard about a place called the Echoing Canyons.
Barnabus explained, lowering his voice as though revealing a secret.
They're said to be hidden beyond the old creek bed, and apparently your voice comes back to you with new stories.
Ophelia's eyes lit with immediate excitement.
That sounds amazing,
She purred, her tail flicking eagerly. Darwin barked a short, happy note, snorting at the idea of hearing his own echo. Barnabas let out a relieved little purr. He sometimes worried about stepping out of his comfort zone, but he truly wanted to see these mysterious canyons and share the experience with his siblings. Early the next morning, they set off. Barnabas led the way for a change, following the hand-drawn map. Mist clung to the forest floor as they padded through a grove of tall, spindly birch trees. Ophelia trotted close to Barnabas, whiskers quivering, while Darwin bounded ahead in short bursts, as though brimming with unstoppable energy. The path meandered by a creek bed that had run dry in the summer heat. Smooth, sun-bleached stones lay scattered, and small weeds poked up here and there. Barnabas paused to compare the real creek bed to the sketch on his parchment. He traced a line that turned sharply, leading them around a large boulder. Sure enough, behind the boulder was a narrow trail winding between rising stone walls.
Looks like we're on the right track,
Barnabas murmured, trying to hide both his nerves and excitement. Darwin snuffled at the ground, bulldozing aside pebbles, while Ophelia scanned the rugged surroundings. Already the rock walls seemed to loom a bit higher. Soon they came upon a natural arch made of red-orange stone. The air felt slightly cooler in its shadow. Every soft footstep produced a gentle echo bouncing off the smooth canyon walls. Darwin barked once and the sound reverberated, returning to them as a playful, faint
Ruff!
From somewhere deeper in the canyon. Ophelia giggled in delight. Barnabas swallowed. Summoning the courage to keep going, he led them around a bend where the canyon opened wide, revealing tall ridges of layered rock. Strangely, it looked like the stone was carved into shapes, perhaps by wind and water over centuries, forming shallow caves and peculiar ledges. The hush of the place made each breath feel magnified. Then an unexpected noise drifted through the stillness, a distant melody, soft as a distant flute. The trio exchanged curious glances. Ophelia's ears perked, Barnabas's tail bushed out, and Darwin trotted forward with a determined snort. They followed the faint tune, winding deeper along a sandy path until they discovered a small hidden hollow in the canyon wall. Inside sat a tortoiseshell cat with a braided collar, gently blowing into a carved wooden flute. Her ears flicked when she noticed them, yet her calm expression held no surprise. She finished her melody, and the final note floated up the canyon, echoing back as a whisper of its former self.
"Greetings.
She said in a soft purr, setting the flute aside.
My name is Sonora. I come to the canyons to practice music with the echoes. Somehow, these walls transform notes into little stories if you listen carefully."
Barnabus stepped forward, feeling an odd sense of kinship.
I'm Barnabus, and these are my siblings, Ophelia and Darwin. We came to see if the rumors were true about hearing your own voice echo back with new stories.
Darwin barked in greeting, his voice bouncing cheerfully off the stone. Ophelia purred in delight, already enthralled by Sonora's flute. Sonora smiled, beckoning them closer to the canyon's center.
"Speak something from your heart,"
she urged.
"then wait for the echo."
Ophelia went first, stepping up to the tall rock face.
Hello?
She called. Her little voice traveled across the stone, then returned as a faint, higher-pitched echo.
Hello? Hello? Low?
Darwin barked. Ruff! Are you an adventure puppy like me? Receiving back an echoing,
You, adventure. You, puppy.
Barnabas's heart pounded. This was both thrilling and strangely intimidating. Working up his courage, Barnabas softly said,
I want to be brave and find new wonders.
He paused, ears swiveling for the response. At first, he heard only a distant murmur. Then the faint echo returned, twisting his words into a gentle hush.
Be brave, find new wonders, wonders.
Barnabas felt a pleasant tingle along his spine. It was as though the canyon itself had encouraged him. Sonora then took up her flute again, playing a few lovely notes. Each tone danced around the canyon, spinning into a gentle refrain that drifted back as whispers of harmony. Darwin's tail wagged so hard he had to brace himself to avoid tumbling. Ophelia crouched low, listening intently with wide eyes. Barnabas purred quietly, touched by the soft, echoing magic. Before leaving, they wandered into a side tunnel that Sonora hinted might hold more surprises. Torch-like cacti grew along the walls, casting a dim glow. Their footfalls sounded bold, then quieter as the tunnel narrowed. At last, they emerged onto a ledge, overlooking a hidden valley. The rock formations below formed a maze-like pattern, each shaped by time and wind.
Wow.
Breathed Ophelia, peering at the valley's winding paths. Darwin barked in awe, scampering along the edge with caution. Barnabas joined them, carefully setting his front paws near the brink to peer down. The scene below looked like a painting, each layer of rock telling a story millions of years old. They rested for a time, sharing the snacks they'd brought. Ophelia's beloved cheese, Barnabas's chicken bits, and a crumb of everything for Darwin. The breeze sighed gently, carrying faint echoes of Sonora's flute from deeper in the canyon. When the sun dipped lower, painting the canyon in a warm glow, they knew it was time to head back. Retracing their steps, they found Sonora once more and said a grateful goodbye.
Thank you for sharing your music.
Barnabas offered. She bowed her head graciously.
"Thank you for sharing your wonder. May you find echoes of bravery wherever you roam."
On the path home, the trio's spirits soared. Darwin happily chased his own echo in open spaces, barking at the walls until they barked back. Ophelia hopped along with a dreamy look in her eyes, already thinking about how to describe this day in the stories she sometimes narrated to forest critters. As for Barnabus, he carried the parchment in his mouth, proof that stepping beyond his comfort zone could lead to breathtaking places. He felt a new confidence humming in his chest, as if the canyon's magic had settled there. By the time they reached the familiar sights of the barn, dusk had fallen, stars peeking out overhead. Barnabas set the parchment gently on a crate and yawned, tail flicking in satisfaction. Darwin flopped onto a patch of straw, panting softly, while Ophelia leapt onto the windowsill to watch the moon rise. Their hearts still echoed with the canyon's whispers, reminding them that courage and curiosity can reveal wonders hidden beyond the next bend. And as Barnabas nestled into his favourite blanket, he smiled to himself. He had led this quest, he who so often worried about fuss and trouble. He realised that in Wigglytail Woods, adventure wasn't just for the bold and fearless. Sometimes it was for the gentle at heart who dared to follow a simple map, listen closely, and find echoes of bravery where they least expected them. Thank you for joining our adventure today, dear friends. Remember, every step is a new story waiting to be told, and every dream sparkles with magic. Until our next whimsical journey, keep your hearts curious, your smiles bright, and always believe in the wonder